Hey, good afternoon, evening, y'all. I am getting my walk on. I got a walk on this morning. I actually did a mile. I did a whole mile this morning. I was like, oh, yes. Usually I only get about a half a mile in. And I go like really, really slow. And because I have like pain in my hips and pain in my back. And, you know, it just... I'm doing it just to do it, but it is not fun to do it. I don't, old age or menopause or back injury, God knows what, you know, causes it. And it comes and goes, so it's not like it's all there. It's there all the time. So some mornings I wake up and I want to walk, and it's like, God, my back is fucking killing me. So I literally like creep along on this thing just to get my legs moving. Well, this morning I felt really, really good. And I got this thing up to 2. Right now I'm at like 1.2. I'm just kind of like, la 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 la, I'm moving my ass. Yeah. So we're trying. We're trying. We're getting there. So yeah, a couple minutes I'll probably speed it up. But yesterday, while I had left my mixer at the shop to get that steering thing fixed, and the low gear steering issue, and went across the way to do the insurance. But on the way into the building, our manager, the big guy, he says to me, "Could you do me a favor?" And I'm like, sure, what you need? He's like, could you wash your truck? And we've spoke to old girl about it too. And I said, I'm going to speak up for her while I speak up for me. First of all, her and I, on an average, do 12 to 14 hours every single time we come in. It is very rare that we get off early. And if we do get off early, it's because we have an appointment or we have something that we have to get to that dispatch already knows about. And when we do get done, we don't have time. Or there's no material to wash the truck with. Or the same person who gets off early every single day and has 2 hours to work on his shit every single day is hogging up the area to wash down the truck. You can only do one truck at a time. So while 5 special people get to use it every single day, the rest of us, like the one guy who works at 6 o'clock in the morning on an average, and he doesn't get out of there until 4:30, 5 o'clock at night, and the management has already shut down the plant. So they've disconnected the water, they've shut down the air compressor to the foaming and the cleaning bin things that we have. It's a system. He doesn't get to do his either. Us coming in at night, we don't get to do ours before we leave because the plant's not operational because no one's there to have all the stuff turned on. So we get down to another plant and their thing is set up and the tankers are in the way. You can't use theirs either. We go to another plant and theirs is hidden behind the building and no one knows how to get it to work. Then we go to another plant and theirs we actually know, we can figure out how to get it to work. But the jobs that they do is because of their location and where they're at. It doesn't matter if you wash your truck or not. You're still coming back looking like Oompa Loompa orange because of the red clay sand that's up there. So, many different variables. So, instead of taking it up to the douchebag who put the bins where they are, that literally eliminates everybody getting a fair chance at being able to wash their vehicle on a regular basis, like more than one truck at a time kind of thing, Instead of bringing it up to him, I went to, he's the one who put it there. Because he's paranoid. Thinking that people are going to steal it. Or somebody, is going to leave it on and we're not going to have any. Well, you're not the one paying for it. That's why we have cameras all over the damn plane. So I went to the manager. I went to the plant manager. I said, here's the problem. I said, oh, and to top it all off, that we have a ego-based, pride-driven thing going on where we can't back out of our batch hole. It was built as a pull-through. And the reason why it was built as a pull-through was because we used to have rear dumps. And at that time, when we had those rear dumps, because the rear dumps set lower than the front discharges, they had a telescopic boot. When they got rid of all the rear dumps, the old style ones that were set lower, the rear dumps would drive through and they would line up on the front side. So their hoppers would be in the ass of them, up underneath the boot, and the boot would come down and set inside. Yeah, I got dusty lungs from work. They didn't need to do that with the new style. They had to back up into it because the trucks were too wide to fit between the pylons. Drive through it. It just, because they're just too wide. Rear dumps are. We finally got rid of them. They had them for like training aid, and nobody wants to use them. They hate them. So anyway, we don't like driving them, and the customers don't like their concrete poured out of them. They're spoiled with front discharges up here. So anyway, I said, so if we didn't have to pull through all that shit dropping off the boot, wouldn't be going down the entire length of the truck, and our dog houses wouldn't be black on the top. There's that. So, while I'm telling him all this, and I'm he stops technically listening to every single thing I've got to say because he knows I'm right. He's like, I'm sorry, you're right. I know. I'm sitting there thinking, do we have enough airline? I said, it used to be down there. He said, really? I said, yeah. That's how it was configured originally, down at the end. And the only reason they moved it was because Pissant upstairs was bitching that he couldn't keep an eye on it. It's not his job. His job is to batch fucking trucks and maintain material. Make sure that the plant is running right. That truck wash, unless he wants to wash my truck, he gonna put it where the drivers want it. And it's pretty much a consensus across the board. Every one of us hate where it is fucking located. Every one of us hate the fact that it's like we're trying to like chase for scraps. And we're washing it in the middle of the day, which makes absolutely no sense because as soon as we get loaded, it's gonna get destroyed. We're washing it on a rain day. And as soon as we get loaded and we go to a job, when it's raining, yeah, we might be able to get it clean. It might stay clean the rest of the shift. The next day, there's going to be none left in that tank for us to use. And the truck's going to be nasty because of all the shit that sprays up on the truck, on that road, because we work inside a quarry. That's where our plant is at. So half of the dirt that's on my truck is not dirt from neglect. Half of the dirt on my truck is drip-offs that the water didn't get pulling through, blow-off powder that the hoses that the washdown can't get, or the plant that we go to, their washdown doesn't work and we can't wash it down, and we look like we're on fire rolling down the road. If we use our regular tank water, there's no secondary tank fill for us to be able to use our tank water to spray down our truck and then top off our tank before we go to a job. To eliminate the possibility, especially in the summer, if we go to a job where we go to one of these soup footings, because we got a couple of them, they will literally leave us 10 gallons to wash our trucks down. That's how much water they put in the shit. So if I gotta wash down my truck with the same tank that these guys are gonna drain, and I don't have enough water in order to make them happy, they don't give a shit. And they're like, that's my water, they say. It's for my concrete. Well, your concrete ain't worth a shit if you're gonna soup it up that much, but yeah. I've literally had to call dispatch. Send somebody with water. He's like, he did it again? Fuck, he did it again. He's doing it to every single one of us. You have to ask that question? If I'm calling you and telling you send a water truck, send the fucking water truck. If I'm not even there and they call me and say, I'm running out of fucking water, I call dispatch like, yeah, this job where so-and-so is at, yeah, they're raping their water. Get them a water truck. So, washing down our trucks when we get into those jobs, in those environments, if he doesn't have a spare truck, you're rolling back dirty. Shit's dried on by the time you get there. It's not the driver's fault. It's the plant. It's the concepts of operations. And it's the location of the cleaner. So, my plant manager, who is pretty stickler when it comes to like cleanliness and keeping things organized, consideration to others, we think kind of the same. He's a little intimidating. He looks mean, but he's got a good head on him. He immediately went out there and said, we're moving those. So we need to find all of the tubing that used to go all the way the length of the belt, all the way back to the end. We got to find it. We're going to reconnect it. We're going to get the forklifts out here and we're going to move this stuff and we're going to reset it up down there where we can get more than one truck in here to wash on their stuff. So they're not in the way of the tankers and they're not in the way of the other drivers when they're trying to get their water filled, and they're not in the way of each other when they're trying to wash their trucks. This came down from up top. They want us to wash our trucks, and you need to change that fucking arrangement over in that plant. There's also a very shallow, I don't know why. Maybe it's my upbringing. Maybe it's because I grew up in a big family and we all had to fucking share. Maybe it's just I have that capability of being able to think, wow, if I do that, I'm going to be in his way. I need to hurry. I need to get the fuck out of their way. Because it's rude. Now, we have a bunch of drivers who don't give a fuck. It's all about them. Hence the reason why only 5 people out of 10 fucking drivers gets to wash their trucks pretty much every other day. And those other 5, we might see that fucking wash down area to spray acid and get clean off concrete and whatnot. Unless we get lucky at another plant. There's only one other plant that has a decent arrangement. And it's very rarely do we get time to actually pump on our trucks there. But they do have a pretty nice arrangement where you can get more than one truck in there to friggin' wash down. Scrub all the shit off. But yeah, we've got a lot of rude, inconsiderate, thoughtless. They primp at the wash downs at the job site. Your shit's drying on. They won't move out of their fucking way while they wash their mirrors and their fenders, and it has absolutely nothing to do with that wash down area. That wash down area is to get the concrete off the shit. Off your chutes. Once the chutes are clean, back it the fuck up and get the fuck out of the way. If you got someone following on, they need that area. They should not have to wait for you to be a self-centered ignoramus, all about you, wash your fenders and your fucking mirrors. Get the shit off and get the fuck out of the way. You can do all that stuff somewhere else. It's like quite literally a buddy fucking twat waffle. And we've got a lot of them. We got a lot of them that have beautifully clean trucks. And they don't do that shit to other drivers. They aren't buddy fucking twat waffles. Maybe people needs to start like observing how they function. Not giving the guy the compliment, but my ex douchebag cluster B milkshake, he's not a buddy fucking twat waffle at work. He washes down what he needs to, and he gets the fuck out of the way. And then he goes and scrubs on it somewhere else where he's out of the way. We got a lot of us that have been there such a long time, we're like family. I was talking something about how like our business ethic, like they've got that law where they can't ask if somebody's got a felony anymore, kind of thing. And hindsight 2020. If you turn out to be a douchebag, it doesn't matter if you got a felony or not. If you turn out to be a straight up douchebag, life will start to become very uncomfortable for you being in this company, because we will weed out the riffraff. These drivers will either screw themselves or they will create such tension amongst those of us that are like quite literally got longevity, like tenure. There's only about 6 of us. I'm one of them. He sends me on jobs that are like, he needs a Olympic gymnast, and there's only like 2 or 3 other people that he would dare to send on there. So we're there kind of by ourselves most of the time. But we're observant enough about what we got assigned to know if we got a truck following on. And we understand the jobs enough to know that we have time to primp, or we need to hurry the fuck up and get the hell out of the way, because that other truck's coming. And if I don't get out of the way, that other truck's not going to be able to get in here. It's called teamwork. It's something that, I learned in the military. I know it's not a common thing in the civilian world. There's no I in team. Yeah, there's an M and an E, but they ain't in the right fucking order. So don't even flip that shit around. So, hey, how long have I gone? Woohoo! Third of a mile. Okay, we can probably speed this up. So, yeah, that's my rant for today. But yeah, finally, I got plant manager listening to me. And he intimidates the fuck out of the batch guy. The one who's been there, whatever. The one that said, I've been working here 40 years, you can't put hot water on that. It'll just freeze faster. I said, oh yeah, that salamander and torch did a good job this morning. Didn't do shit. Didn't thaw out the line that I have a problem with. And for whatever reason, the heat underneath the truck wasn't thawing out the line I needed and busted the one that I didn't need fucking thawed. But, oh, eureka, the hot water thawed the line that I needed. But I don't know what I'm talking about, having lived in New York and had to walk to school in 40 below zero weather. Yes, I did. And I'm not even going to add the uphill with both ways bullshit. No, it would get that cold, and because of our age, we had to walk to school. We lived within a mile. Like, literally. 0.99. Do not tell me how to thaw something. You native Tennessee redneck motherfucker who has never felt 40 fucking below zero to know whether or not hot water works and or freezes faster. Yeah, it does in certain situations. If it froze faster, then why the fuck are we putting it in our damn water tanks? You genius. Yeah, oh, he must be a fucking Democrat. Yeah, as soon as I sprayed hot water all over my air tanks and then turned the truck and sprayed it up along the side of the where the air lines feed out to the drainage valves. That line. Gee, I don't know. Been working at that plant for 40 plus years. He's been there since he was 20 plus years old. 20. His frontal lobe wasn't even developed yet. Not a stitch of education other than what goes on in that plant. And you go and tell me how hot water acts in the winter? Yeah, the only thing you don't want hot water to touch in the winter is if your glass is frozen. Oh, you shatter that shit in a heartbeat. But yeah, the man has no common sense. And he doesn't act out. He doesn't do anything to help the drivers. You know, he's basically the reason why our trucks are so nasty. Because of where he wanted that wash down, that washing equipment, you know, the tanks of acid and cleaner and stuff. That was him putting it there. But I'll be damned if he ever pick up a broom or a brush and help us clean the fuck-ass fuckery that he creates when his boots blow out, blew shit all over our trucks, drips all down. We had to argue with him one year to let us back out of the hole during the wintertime because we didn't have water to wash down our shit. It finally occurred to him that it was probably a good idea when the person that was getting loaded tried to pull through and couldn't get up over the ramp because it was too icy. That was the only reason. No. Well, it's too icy, you can't get over it anyway. Yeah, but if it was and it was too cold to turn the hoses on, you wouldn't turn the hoses on. You'd make our trucks get fucking dirty. This is the toxic shit that I deal with at work. And it's usually one or two people. But if you can calm down, because the shit pisses you off, because you care. This is why it pisses me off, because I care. If I can start to not care and calm down to express my points and know that I am right, and I have a solution. It's not like I'm bitching without the solution. If I was bitching without a solution, that's called fucking whining. I ain't whining. I've got a legitimate bitch. There is a fucking solution, and the solution is fucking free. Or very, very, very inexpensive. Don't bitch about your trucks being dirty. If you're not going to do something about the situation that is causing them to be fucking dirty, and it ain't the drivers, it's the environment. And you can place that many different scenarios. I'll say one thing. I know I look like a grungy old fucking truck driver, but I have learned a lot of sociological intelligence having dealt with this environment. Yeah. It amazes me. I learn something new every day. And sometimes it doesn't even have anything to do with concrete. So, y'all have a great evening. I'm going to do another 30 minutes on here. Feeling pretty good today. Peace out.